In this video, I'm going to share with you one shift that will allow you to make affiliate sales without a big audience. I talk with people daily, and a lot of people think they need big audiences to make affiliate sales organically. I'm going to share with you one shift and one light bulb moment I had in my journey that allowed me to start monetizing a small audience. This was a training I delivered inside my free Facebook group, and I'm going to cut over to it. Before I do, if you are new to the channel, my name is André Marvão, and I help people start and grow their affiliate marketing businesses from 0 to 6 figures organically. So if that's something you are interested in, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. And if you get any value from this one, smash the like button and let me know below if you have any questions or comments, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you'd like to learn more about what I do, click the first link in the description, which will get you to my free Facebook group. I'm going to cut over to that video right now. See you there. So this idea for this topic came from a recent conversation I had with someone, and this person told me that he was not using organic traffic because he believed that a big audience was necessary to make sales that way. Okay, and I can relate to that because that was a belief I had back in 2019 when I started my affiliate marketing journey. I thought that for me to be able to make sales organically, I had to have a lot of traffic. I had to have a lot of eyeballs. Otherwise, I would not be able to monetize. If I had a small audience, I would not be able to monetize. This was my belief at the time. Okay. And having this belief led me to constantly look for ways to get more eyeballs, to get more traffic. I was always looking for more traffic, more volume, more people. I wanted more and more and more and more. Okay. I always thought that the traffic I had was not enough. That was my focus at the time. And when I started working with coaches and learning more about the game and working with mentors, I started looking at their audiences and seeing that they were monetizing very small audiences heavily. Okay, they were making a lot of money with very small audiences. So I started realizing that the way I was thinking was wrong because I was always looking for more traffic, more traffic, more traffic, but they had small audiences and they were monetizing heavily. So there was something missing in my approach. Okay, and that's what led me to a big light bulb moment at the time, which was realizing that I was just looking for more traffic and I was not focusing on building trust with the audience I already had in place. That was the big light bulb moment I had at the time. I was just trying to get more eyeballs, more volume, more traffic, and I was not focusing on nurturing, building trust, building relationships with the people that were already in my audience. So this was when I understood the importance of the nurturing process, of what you do from the moment that people enter your audience and start getting exposed to you. Okay, so this is the shift that allowed me to start building the know, like, and trust with people, because that became my focus from that point. I started focusing on building the know, like, and trust with my audience. I started focusing on nurturing them, warming them up, and that's the shift that allowed me to go and achieve 6 figures in affiliate sales with less than 1,500 people in this Facebook group. Okay, so this experience showed me that a big audience is not necessary and a small audience can be heavily monetized. And for me to illustrate this point and for me to explain this with an example so you guys understand this better, imagine you have a bucket full of holes, okay? And if you keep pouring water into that bucket, it will run out of the holes because it's full of holes. So you need to keep pouring more and more and more and more and more for you to have a certain amount of water in that bucket. That's exactly what you are doing when you are trying to get traffic, but you have a nurturing process that is not working. Okay, you are pouring water into the bucket, but it's running out of the holes. Okay, so if you take the time to fix the holes in the bucket, you need way less water to keep the same amount in the bucket. So if you fix your nurturing process, that's what you are doing. You are fixing the holes in the bucket. So for the same traffic you already have, you are able to convert a bigger percentage of it. Okay, so you are maximizing and extracting as much as possible from the audience you already have. And if you try to get a lot of traffic with a bucket full of holes or with the nurturing process that is not working, a lot of traffic will not solve the problem. Okay, if you cannot monetize a small audience, it will be hard for you to monetize a big audience. Okay, that's the lesson I learned. That's what I started realizing, was that if you cannot monetize a small audience, it's not just because you have more eyeballs that you will be able to monetize. Okay, so it's important that you have a nurturing process that works well, that you develop your skills to nurture people, to warm them up, to build trust, to build relationships with your audience, so you can extract as much as possible from the audience you already have. And then when you are able to do that, getting more traffic will become much easier. Scaling will become much easier because you already have a process that works. Okay, but if you try to go for the traffic first, you have a lot of volume, but all of that volume is running out of the holes because your process is full of holes. So that's my recommendation for you, is that you guys focus on improving your nurturing process instead of just trying to get more and more and more and more traffic, because getting traffic to a process that is not working, you will lose a lot of opportunities. Okay, and what I started also realizing in my journey when I started having all these light bulb moments was that to nurture people, so from the moment people entered my audience, I found that the best way to nurture people and to start moving them towards a buying decision, moving them from not knowing me, not liking me, not trusting me, to being open to explore my affiliate product, I found that the best way to do that and build strong relationships and trust with my audience was through long form video content. Okay, I tested a lot of stuff and I started realizing that when I started doing long form video content, people started paying much more attention to me. People started knowing me better. People started becoming more open to talk with me. And why? Because long form video content builds very strong relationships with your audience. Because people see you in a different way. People see your face. People hear your voice. They spend a lot of time with you when they spend 10, 15, 20 minutes watching a video from you. So it creates very strong connections with your audience. And this was the key piece. And I looked back when I achieved the six-figure mark in sales as an affiliate. I started looking back and seeing where did the sales come from. And I realized that most of my sales came from people watching my long form video content. And when I say long form video content, is these Facebook lives. This was what I used in my journey from 0 to 6 figures. Now I'm adding YouTube to my business, but YouTube was not part of the process when I went from 0 to 6 figures. It was heavily using Facebook lives here in this group. Okay, these Facebook lives were what built very strong relationships with my audience. And when I achieved the six-figure mark, as I said, I started looking at the sales I made in the journey, and I saw that most sales came from people watching these lives and the relationships these lives built with people. Okay, so just another tip for you guys: if you want to accelerate the customer journey, I would recommend strongly including long form video content in your nurturing process, because as I said, it builds very, very, very strong connections and relationships and trust with your audience.